Donald Trump has attacked him. Elon Musk has attacked him as well. Trump says it is a very big mistake by increasing the windfall tax on North Sea oil and gas.
He's under attack all the time, isn't he? And it seems like every step he takes at the moment, he's under attack. And in my own little world, I think, this man is taking all these attacks and doesn't seem to be affected by any of these criticisms.
In the next few minutes, you're going to witness the exact moment Keir Starmer's political career took a dramatic turn. We'll break down Trump's shocking revelation, Starmer's panicked response, and the domino effect it's having on Labour's future. But that's not all. We'll also reveal the behind-the-scenes drama unfolding in Westminster, exclusive reactions from key political figures, and what this means for you, the British voter. Stay tuned for the full story that's changing the face of UK politics. That day, Starmer had shown up at the studio prepared for yet another standard interview. His team had prepared him on all the standard talking points, including his criticisms of the existing government, his proposals to address the cost of living crisis, and his vision for Britain. Nothing, however, could have prepared him for what was going to happen. The host revealed a bombshell when Starmer sat down in his chair. "We have a surprise guest joining us via video link," they said. As Donald Trump's exaggerated persona filled the screen, Starmer's face lost its color. The former US president, who was notorious for being erratic and enjoying controversy, had a sparkle in his eye that suggested disaster. There was a noticeable tension in the studio from the minute Trump started talking. There was a noticeable change in Starmer's body language.
Meeting Keir Starmer, the UK Premier.
Yes, he's coming tonight.
What do you think of him? Some of his colleagues in government are quite critical of you.
Well, I'm going to see him in about an hour, so I have to be nice, right? Understand? He's done a poor job. Crime is up, a lot of problems. And I don't think he should be criticizing a representative of the United States that can do so much good for the United Kingdom. We talked about it before. But I actually think he's very nice. I think he ran a great race. He did very well. It's very early, but he's popular, and I'll be seeing him, and I'll send you regards.
His jaw tightened, his shoulders stiffened, and his eyes darted uneasily. He was obviously unbalanced by Trump's presence. But why? Trump quickly prepared the ground for conflict. "I've got some interesting information about our friend Keir here," he said, wearing his signature grin. "Things the British public might find very interesting." Everyone in the studio held their breath, feeling that something spectacular was about to happen. Ever the astute attorney, Starmer tried to deflect. With a note of anxiety in his voice, he said, "Mr. Trump, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'm here to discuss policies that matter to the British people." Trump, however, was not to be discouraged. There was an increasing sense of anxiety in the studio as Trump kept making vague references to disclosures. Between professional curiosity and worry for their visitor, the host attempted to refocus the conversation.
Get rid of the windmills. You need to frack, which is essentially what he's saying. I think people around this country will think, good on Trump. Starmer has failed to prosecute gangs that groomed and raped girls. This is such a strong statement.
There's a game plan here, I think. Look at, if you think he's been in power now for 6 months, Starmer, and look at how many failings we've seen.
But Trump persisted, like a predator surrounding its victim. Trump went on to say, "Let me tell you, folks, I know things about Keir that would make your hair stand on end," in a suggestion-filled voice. Things that might make you think twice about trusting this guy to run your country. It was getting harder and harder for Starmer to keep his cool. He tripped over his words, trying to change the topic, but his customary fluency left him. But every second that went by, the fissures on his face became wider. And then there was the moment that rocked the studio. Trump gave his first specific clue regarding Starmer's purported dark secret as he leaned forward, his face filling the screen. Let's just say that Keir, our acquaintance, would want to keep his intriguing connections a secret, relationships that could cause others to wonder about his genuine allegiances. It had an instantaneous and terrible effect. Starmer's poise fell apart like a deck of cards.
The reality is this. The moment for decisive action is now. We've got to seize the new opportunities. We can cut bills, create jobs and provide energy security for Britain. That's what a Labour government will deliver. On the 28 billion, we are doubling down. We're not backing off. So there's nothing here to read into any sense of lacking ambition or backing down. The Labour Party is today launching a plan for the next generation of jobs, whilst the Tories are squabbling back in Westminster. The SNP are preaching about promises that they have broken.
His normally composed, determined countenance twisted in a mixture of shock, rage, and terror. Trump's remarks obviously touched a nerve, and the repercussions might be disastrous. As Trump's arrogant demeanor alluded to the shocking revelation he was about to make, the anxiety in the room was evident. He asserted that he had irrefutable evidence of Starmer's wrongdoing, and the Labour leader's standing was in shambles. Starmer's normally calm hands started to shake as Trump was ready to speak, and his poise started to falter. Like a dagger, Trump's words sliced through the quiet. His eyes gleamed with joy as he started, "Let me tell you about a little case from Starmer's time as Director of Public Prosecutions. A case that shows just how far he'll go to protect his friends and bury the truth." The former US president continued by describing Starmer's purported role in a contentious court ruling while serving as DPP. Trump said that Starmer had personally stepped in to save a well-known politician who was charged with major financial offenses from being prosecuted. The message was obvious. Starmer had abused his authority to put the interests of the powerful ahead of the rule of law. Starmer's face twisted in a mixture of surprise and rage as Trump spoke, his voice rising. As he attempted to refute Trump's charges, he instantly went into a fierce rebuttal. Starmer stumbled, his customary eloquence gone. "This is absolute nonsense," he said. "Mr. Trump has a reputation for making irrational claims and flat-out lying. I vehemently deny any misconduct that may have occurred while I was DPP." Trump wasn't done, though. He supplied what he said, emails and internal memoranda that demonstrated Starmer's direct role in shutting down the probe. Trump proclaimed, "I've got it all right here," while pointing to a folder of papers. Unquestionable proof of Starmer's corruption. The people of Britain have a right to know the truth about their supposed leader. Chaos broke out in the studio. As Trump and Starmer spoke over one another, the host, who was clearly agitated, found it difficult to keep her composure. For many viewers, Starmer's desperate attempts to shift the topic simply served to reinforce his guilt. In front of them, his meticulously cultivated persona as a leader with integrity and dependability was disintegrating. The possible effect on Starmer's career became more evident as the accusations developed. Starmer's position as Labour leader might become unsustainable if Trump's allegations were accurate, or even if they just gained traction in the court of public opinion. Any political accomplishments could be overshadowed by the specter of improper behavior during his tenure as DPP, which would also permanently harm his reputation.